One day, I was sent to a bank with a check to withdraw money. And if you know anything about Ghanaian banks, around the time they pay workers, it's usually very crowded. So I'm sitting there for about 2 hours. The queue is not moving. The tellers are slow. They are getting up and walking around. And I'm just sitting there frustrated. In fact, I was angry. I was livid at everyone, the person who sent me, the bank, even the strangers. I was just mad at people wasting my time. And so I was like, well, to while away time, let me pick this book and read. And the book completely changed my life. Today I'm going to share with you 10 actionable tips to achieve more in life from the book Someday is Today, written by Mathew. He's someone who has had 3 death experiences. He had an extremely bad car crash, and at the age of 22 he was pointed at a gun on the floor of a McDonald's shop. And I remember him sharing that when he was lying there and the gun pointed at him, he didn't have any fear or anything. All he thought was, I have failed in life. I haven't even done anything with my life and I'm about to die. Like, what an extremely useless life this is. And so from that point, when they didn't shoot him and he got up, he completely changed and turned his life around. Today he's an award-winning storyteller. He is a best-selling author of many books. He is a teacher. He does so many things. He's an award-winning journalist. And so sit with me as we get into this book to learn how we can make the most out of our lives, especially as young people. The first I'll be sharing with you is that minutes matter. There's a saying that life is not lost by dying, life is lost minute by minute, day by day, in these thousand small uncaring ways. Mathew shares a story in the book about a time where he was to meet an upcoming writer, a woman at a coffee shop, and as he got there, he waited for about 7 minutes and she hadn't come. So when she rushed in, she was like, I'm sorry, I'm late, blah blah blah. He's like, no, I'm not angry with you, but it's just that you don't value your time. The 7 minutes you have been late, I didn't spend that time scrolling my phone. I took my computer out and I've written 9 sentences. And the lady was shocked. And so he didn't tell the woman that just to make her feel bad. He was trying to tell us the importance of minutes. In 7 minutes, he had written 9 sentences. That is 9 sentences closer to him publishing his book. And he's an author of 11 books in which he has published 9. And he said most of the time, it wasn't him dedicating a special place to sit down to write his books, but anytime he's about to boil spaghetti and the water is not boiling yet, he picks up his book and he starts writing things down. Or during lunch break, when he still has extra 5 or 10 minutes, he's writing something. Or he wakes up extra early before his kids are up to write his books. And he's just trying to tell us the importance of minutes, because most of us look at hours. Okay, I'll do this in an hour, I will do this. Meanwhile, the minutes are there and you can start doing something with those minutes you have. So he says, look at life, look at your days in minutes and not in hours. And I like the fact that he said time is the equalizer for everybody. When we wake up every morning, each of us have 24 hours, and what you do with your 24 hours is important. And so others are able to utilize it to achieve more, others are able to use it to scroll through social media. Minutes matters. Use the minute to do something valuable. The second point is, don't lose days to rotten people. You know something? I didn't know we as a human species had become very bad until I started reading Instagram comments. Somebody will post a very beautiful picture of even their family or they doing something they're happy about, and I'll be like, oh, and you go to the Instagram comment section and it's bad, and you are wondering if it's the same video you just watched. And reading this point, it resonated with me too much. We are filled in a world that we are in a world that is filled with so many negative people, and most of us as individuals are already struggling with self-doubt, which ruins our days, and we are not able to we are not even motivated enough to go out to do the things we're supposed to do. And now, if you do not take yourself away from negative people who are always talking down on you and saying negative things, then you won't even be able to achieve the things you have to achieve. So the author is saying, don't spend your days or don't spend your time with rotten people. The same way negative people affect you negatively, if you associate with positive people, then they would also they will also influence your life positively. So don't waste your time with negative people. Spend your time with people who energizes you and motivates you and give you excitement for the future. Third is things that don't deserve your time. As Alice Block puts it, we say that we waste time, but that is impossible. We waste ourselves. It's true. We don't waste time, we waste ourselves. Time is always there, but we are growing by the day. He talks about the fact that, I'm sure you have heard the saying, time is money, right? And we usually exchange our skills or our time to make money, whether at jobs and everything. And you would work with the same people, and somebody is being paid $10 an hour, another is paid $1,000 an hour, and other people don't even get paid in the hour, right? Because they are able to exchange whatever skills with their time to make more money. And so he's saying that beyond even exchanging your time for money or working to make money, you should spend your time on things that even 10 years from now, when you look back, you made something valuable out of that time. And so there are certain things you shouldn't waste your time on. It's good to have fun, it's good to still have social media, it's good to play games, but looking at your life, especially as a young people, wasting your time on it every day, if you look back 10 years from now, will you have regrets that you spent 10 hours on a social media app every day? If you will regret it, then do not waste your time on those things. Instead spend your time on things that gives you value. Spend your time reading books and investing in books and developing skills that you can even exchange those skills to make higher returns. Next point is to say yes. I know our generation is filled with people saying always say no, you can't say yes to people, and it's true. But he's saying that say yes to opportunities. Most of the time we let opportunities pass by us because we feel like we are not ready, but he says say yes. I remember the story. He said somebody was about to get married and told him that they wanted him to be a DJ for their wedding, and he said yes, but he had no idea how to be a DJ. He went to search for songs, how to mix things. It was horrible, but they all laughed at it, and when they look back on it, it's fun. And still today he still DJs once a while. He has just gone ahead to accept certain things, and most of those things have become major and instrumental things in his life. So say yes to starting that course, say yes to starting that business, say yes even if you are not ready, and try to figure it out, and it can be the next best thing that will happen to you. Number 5, make terrible things. Mathew says to make terrible things. Judge the work, critique the work, but don't critique the person. I have started reading biographies recently, and I noticed that the Elon Musk and all the great people that we see today didn't start by doing perfect things. Most of them got to a point where they almost lost everything and things were not working out, right? So make terrible things, and as you keep improving on those terrible things, you will notice that it's also getting better. So don't wait for things to be perfect. Go and start doing what you have to do. Don't wait for everything to fall in place, especially for people like us who likes to procrastinate and always wants things to be perfect. You might never get started. So make terrible things. Nobody in life has figured everything out. In fact, even the people who think they have figured life out are also struggling with personal fears and self-doubts as they put things out in the world. So go out, make terrible things, and keep making it better. Number 6, find your people. There's a saying that a friend in need needs a friend indeed. I cannot even overemphasize the importance of having your people. Sometimes when you are just surrounded with the right people in your life, life becomes easier and you are motivated to go out there to do your own thing. He talks about the fact that every year he goes on the internet and then posts out his goals for the year, and even strangers help him achieve his dreams, right? So when you are surrounded by your people, or when you find the right kind of people around you, they motivate you, they give you feedback on what you are doing, and you keep perfecting it and you become better. So in this world with so many negative people and so many bad people, if you find your people, you are on your way to achieving the things you want to do, because they will help you to even achieve those things. In fact, let me read something in the book that resonated with me. He says that most of us don't have people that gives us critical feedback. We assume that we will make our dreams come true someday, but we run out of time someday and then we die. We don't have people that will push us to our dreams, and so find your people. Number 7 is to compliment yourself. I have noticed that when people, day in and day out throughout our lives, people will compliment us. People might tell us, or they will tell us how beautiful we are, how inspiring we are. They tell us positive things, and these things enhances our moods, it motivates us. Excitement. We get excited when people say nice and beautiful things about us, but immediately someone says one comment which is bad, which is rude, which is negative about you, you probably would never forget it for the rest of your life. And so he's saying that have a compliment folder, have a jar in your room that write out the good compliments people write about you, or people tell you. The day someone makes you feel bad, or the day you wake up and you are not feeling good, go read those compliments. Truth is beautiful, truth is great, and then it motivates you to go out there and still do the things you have to do, because life will not always be positive. There are some days you would wake up where you just want to crawl back to bed and cover yourself and sleep, and so in those days you need those compliments that people have said, or those good things people have said about you, to keep you going. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscription button, like the video. Let's continue. The next is, how did they do it? How did Elon Musk become the richest man in the world? I think he's no longer the richest man, but how did Mark Zuckerberg do it? How did Warren Buffett do it? How did the people you know, how did they do it? How did the presidents become presidents? Look at people who have already achieved the things you want to achieve and ask yourself, how did they do it? How did they get there? Read biographies, follow them on social media, watch their videos, ask them questions, send them emails and ask them, how did they do it? If you meet people who are where you are and you haven't gotten there yet, don't meet them and be talking about unnecessary things. Ask them, how did they do it? This is very important, because if I see somebody, let's say if I want to become a professor and I meet a professor and who is already at the current place that I envision myself to want to be, he says ask them out for lunch, buy food for them and sit with them and ask them, how did you do it? How did you navigate yourself to do it? And I think if we are able to follow these tips, especially with people, able to have these conversations with people who are already at the places we want to be, then it will be of great help to us as we navigate life as young people. Point is the 100-year-old plan. Let me read this quote for you. Death is not waiting for us at the end of a long road. Death is always with us in the marrow of every passing moment. She's a secret teacher hiding in plain sight, helping us to discover what matters most. And she talks about the 100-year-old plan, that anytime you want to make a decision, whether small or big, but I think especially big decisions in our lives, we should look forward to our 100-year-old selves and see if she'll be happy. My 100-year-old self, will she be happy that I spend 4 hours on Instagram a day? If she will not be happy, then we shouldn't do those things today, because most of us are willing to instant gratification, do the things that makes us happy today. And it doesn't mean be sad today, it's just that some things are worthless, but we spend so much time, we measure on minor things that we forget about our future. And these days I've been reading stories about old people and people on their deathbed, and you ask them what is that one thing you regret most, and they'll be like, I didn't follow my dreams, maybe I didn't make enough quality friends, I didn't do this. And he talks about the fact that you won't meet somebody who is on their deathbed and you ask them, what did you regret not doing? You'll be like, I regretted not watching Instagram reels for 5 hours, so I regretted not binge watching a video or a series on Netflix. You won't even see somebody on their deathbed saying those things, but you will see people saying, I regretted not achieving my dreams or not following my dreams, I regretted worrying too much, I regretted not making quality friends and going out there. So he's saying that if you are making decisions today, ask your 100-year-old self, envision yourself in 100 years. Will you regret the decisions you are making today? I don't think I'll regret not watching Bridgerton in 100 years time, but I probably will regret if I don't follow my dreams and go ahead to achieve my purposes. So your 100-year-old plan is very important. And lastly, our next point is to put your eyes on the prize. Asking yourself why you do the things you do can make your path clearer for you. Yes, your eyes is on the prize. You want to achieve certain things and you are looking into the future to achieving it, but why are you doing it? If you know why, the motivation behind why you have decided to go back to school, or the motivation behind why you want to get a job, or you want to get into tech or build apps or go into AI or whatever it is you want to do, ask yourself why. And if you understand those things, it makes it a little easier and a little clearer. My name is Truth. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to link other videos here for you to see on productivity and how we can make our lives better. Share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.